Please subscribe to our channel for more lift and carry stories. Jenna, who is still carrying the half-awake Andy on her hip, while waiting for the nurses to change the bedsheets, pats his head softly. "Shush baby, it is still sleeping time. Go back to sleep my precious," Jenna says with a soft voice to Andy and even slowly swings him on her hip. Andy, lifted up on the soft hip of Jenna, and under the effect of medicine, falls back to sleep as she is swinging him gently and patting his head and shoulders. The nurses are in disbelief looking at this. "Oh my, we have taken care of many patients, but we were never able to carry a grown man on our hip so easily like this. And not only that, we have never made him sleep like this carrying on our hip," they exclaim. "Now come on, being nurses I thought you would have lifted and carried the maximum number of guys," Jenna says as Andy, who is lifted up on her hip, has rested his head on her shoulders and is slowly snoring. We don't mind if the guy is cute, but we never got such an opportunity," they say. Harry now comes into the hospital to meet Andy, but is shocked beyond belief to see him sleeping while lifted up on the hip of the slim Jenna. "Oh man, this Jenna is literally dominating both us guys with her strength," he thinks. As the nurses now change the bedsheet, Jenna carries Andy on her hip to the bed and gently lays him on it. "Oh Andy, I hope you recover soon," Jenna says, looking at him in deep sleep. "Good morning Jenna, and you gracious nurses. I see you all are taking good care of the patient," Harry smiles. Jenna and Harry are now in the hospital canteen having coffee. "So boss, what will be my next assignment?" she asks. Jenna, you might have realized by now that why I was so desperate to get those documents from Andy's house. There are maps and plans of a place which contains very valuable items, and our agency has been guarding it for years. In fact, it is so precious, there have been multiple attempts to break in and steal it," Harry says. "Good gracious," Jenna reacts. "And in fact, they have almost been successful a few times," Andy says in a worried tone. "Oh my, almost successful? That is really worrisome," Jenna says. "Yes, a group of professional thieves are hell-bent on breaking into that location from a few years, and in fact it has now become a prestige issue for both of us," Harry says. "They are doing this to gain fame and notoriety, whereas we are stopping them for the reputation of our own firm," Harry says. "Oh my, I never knew a simple security job can become so challenging," Jenna replies. "So Jenna, first thing is, just keep an eye on Andy until he is discharged. I suppose some people might try to snoop around him and search for any documents. I have already assigned another person to monitor Andy's house. Any clue about the thieves would be really beneficial to us," Harry says. "Yes boss," Jenna says, sipping coffee. "And yes Jenna, you are eligible for an extra paid leave for working on a weekend, and not only that, you will get extra allowance for it," Harry says. Jenna is pleased to hear this. "And yes, your position in the company is now permanent with an immediate hike in pay," Harry announces. Jenna is unable to control her happiness and lifts up Harry from the front. Harry's coffee now spills to his hands in the frenzy. "Ouch!" Harry cries as Jenna looks up in surprise, while still carrying Harry from the front. Harry now heads to the office when Jenna comes back to Andy's bed eating from a packet of chips. A female cleaning staff is looking around Andy's bed as he is still asleep. "Hey, why are you looking around instead of cleaning?" Jenna asks. The cleaning lady suddenly throws the mop at Jenna and jumps through the balcony. The chips packet from Jenna's hands falls down and spills on the floor. "Curses, that was my favorite flavor of chips," Jenna shouts in anger and jumps down high from the same balcony. "Oh man, this lady is really tough," Jenna thinks as she is now chasing the cleaning staff. The cleaning lady is jumping over compounds, climbing high walls and jumping down. Jenna is tired, but in no mood to give up. The lady in cleaning staff attire finally reaches a dead end between buildings. "Ha, you are finally caught now, you imposter," Jenna smiles. The lady now removes her attire. Oh man, she looks incredibly fit. Jenna thinks looking at her. "I am warning you, I am no cleaning lady," she says and stands in a fighting pose. "Bring it on, girl, I am well trained in martial arts too," Jenna says and removes her coat. Rats, this girl has a sleeper build body, the other girl thinks looking, as Jenna removes her coat. The girl now steps forward and gives a hard punch to Jenna. Oh my, her abs are hard, the other girl thinks in fear as Jenna absorbs the full force of her punch. The other girl starts attacking more with punches and kicks, but Jenna is too fast and evades all her attacks. The girl soon starts exhausting her strength when Jenna starts retaliating with a combination of punches. Jenna finishes with a swift kick, and the girl falls down on the floor. Suddenly the girl takes out a spray bottle and sprays it on Jenna's face. Jenna is unable to see now, and it is also burning slightly. The girl starts laughing now. "You Hawk Securities people are really dumb. Your boss Harry slips and falls down whenever he walks. Your colleague Andy is a bigger fool. I made him fall on his own bathroom a few days back. It was just a matter of time before I would have got those papers. What a bunch of losers you all are." She laughs. Jenna is furious hearing this. Suddenly she moves forward, grabs the girl's hands and pulls her with her strength. Jenna now bends down and lifts up that girl in her shoulders into a fireman lift. The girl tries to free herself, but strong Jenna has grabbed her tightly on her shoulders. "Who is the loser now?" Jenna laughs. "Leave me," the girl demands, still struggling to free from Jenna's grip, as she is still lifted up on Jenna's shoulders. "Not before you tell me who you are exactly, dear," Jenna says while still struggling to see, as the effect of the spray is still active her eyes. "Speak now," Jenna demands and crushes her hands and leg with her strong grip, while still carrying her on her shoulders. All right, I am Lana, I am from the Eclipse gang, we are experts in stealing," she shrieks. "We have been observing you all for some time now," she says. "What, Eclipse gang? That is really a dumb name, and you losers will never succeed," Jenna laughs while still carrying Lana on her shoulders. Lana somehow takes the spray bottle from her pocket again and sprays it into Jenna's mouth now. Jenna starts coughing and loses her grip on Lana. "You can never stop the Eclipse gang." Lana laughs as she gets down. "Your colleagues are way too dumb, and you alone cannot stop us single-handedly, especially with those two clowns around. But I like the way you feel that Andy's behind, when you are carrying him on your hip," Lana smirks. Jenna is shocked to hear this while still coughing. "We shall meet you chumps later," Lana says and escapes. Curses, I should be careful about that spray she uses. And this issue is really as serious as Harry was saying, Jenna thinks. Andy has just finished breakfast and is lying in bed, when Jenna enters his room and washes her face. One of the girls from the Eclipse gang, Lana, was just here, Jenna says still coughing. "Oh no, they came here also. They are really hideous and nasty," Andy says, feeling shocked and fearful at the same time. "Hey, relax, I have driven her out, there is no need to get stressed," Jenna says and lifts up Andy into her arms in a cradle from the bed, to comfort him. Swinging him gently in her arms, Jenna is now telling him to focus on recovering. "Me and Harry are careful to not let those documents fall into that gang's hand, so relax," Jenna says while still carrying Andy in a cradle. "Thanks, Jenna, ever since I met you, I have been feeling more confident and secure," Andy says, looking up at Jenna, who is still carrying him cradle. "Oh Andy," Jenna exclaims when the nurses suddenly come inside, and are pleased to see the scene. "Oh, the nurses are back," Jenna says and drops Andy back in bed. The nurses clean up and leave the place. Andy and Jenna are now alone again. And Andy, you need to get a bath today, the nurse says before leaving. Well, you naughty boy. You are avoiding to take a bath, is it? Jenna laughs. Of course, the water is very cold here, Andy complains. A nurse then comes with a bucket of hot water and places it near the bed before leaving. Now there is no excuse to avoid bathing, Jenna laughs. Andy is still in no mood for a bath. Jenna now lifts up the bucket with hot water in one hand and comes near Andy, who is sitting on the bed. Now don't be a little kid and take your bath, Jenna says. No. Andy refuses. You know, you look really cute when throwing a tantrum like this, Jenna exclaims looking into Andy's eyes, but that will not stop you from getting a bath, Jenna laughs, and using her other hand, she pulls Andy by grabbing his behind and slides him into her waist from the bed into a hip lift. Andy cannot believe how easily Jenna lifted him up on her hip, directly from the bed. It is bathing time now, Jenna laughs, and while still carrying Andy on her hip, she lifts up the bucket with her other hand and walks to the bathroom door. So Andy, will you take bath yourself, or would you like some assistance? Jenna asks and winks at the terrified Andy, who is still lifted up on her hip. No, please, I will bathe myself, Andy says, feeling worried. Now that's like a good boy, Jenna laughs and puts him down. Andy now closes the bathroom door to take bath. The visiting hours are over, miss, one of the nurse says. Hey boss, Lana, one of the minions of the Eclipse gang was here, Jenna tells to Harry in the phone. Harry almost falls down hearing this. Meanwhile, a loud thud is heard from the bathroom. Oh no. Andy, Jenna says. The story will continue, gentlemen. Stay tuned for the next part.